fourth graders, here's math. Time for lesson 14. We will be talking about finding missing numbers for subtraction, okay? When we have a subtraction problem, if we have a missing number, how we find those. Okay, so we're also going to look at subtracting 2 and 3-digit numbers as well, okay? So first example 1, first off, remember to do your mental math. Do it in your mind. Write it down, whatever you came up with in your mind. Check it with the calculator. Keep our math skills sharp. Thank you, guys. Okay, so for new concepts, it says that Kim Marie had $37. She spent $23 to buy a game. Then it asks, how much money did Kim Marie have then, okay, after she had bought a game? So the example runs through using manipulatives for you. Remember, I said if it works better for you to create some manipulatives, you may do that, and that's fine, and it could work for you. But the other way is good old-fashioned math, right? We all need to learn how to properly function with math and do the problems, work out problems in a written form. So the pictures show that Kim Marie had 3 10s and 7 1s. She took away 2 10s and 3 1s. So we see that she had 1 10 and 4 1s left over, which was $14. So we're moving on to example 1. So example 1 gives us a scenario where we have to subtract 85 minus 32. The problem gives you words and you write it into digits, okay? So 85 minus 32 is how that reads. Remember that when it gives you a horizontal problem, Mrs. Harvey says you should write it vertically, right? So we're just going to take this minus 32 and we're going to bring it down here, okay? Minus 32 right here instead, okay? It gives us a better way to line up our 1s and 10s and 100s and so forth, okay? So 5 minus 2 we know is 3. And 8 minus 3 we know is 5. So 85 minus 32 would give us 53. Okay? So example 2 tells us to subtract 123 from 365. Please pay attention when your quiz or your test asks you something like this. Many times I have students trying to do 123 minus 365. We know that this is the bigger number, so we can't subtract it from a smaller number. So make sure that you read the problem carefully and you write it in a way that makes sense. And after you read it once or twice, you can see that it says from. So we're taking this from that, okay? So we'll have 365 minus 123, okay? Because we're taking 123 away from 365. Does that make sense? Okay, so in order to work this, again, remember, 1's place lined up, 10's place lined up, 100's place lined up. We always want to line up our place values. Okay, so 5 minus 3 is 2, 6 minus 2 is 4, 3 minus 1 is 2. So our answer for that should come out to be 242. In the next example that we have to find a missing number, okay? This letter W represents some missing number. It could be any alphabet at all, okay? This scenario, they're choosing to use W. So we have to find out what is W equal to. Remember, when it gives you a letter, you want to tell me what that letter represents, okay? Now, the book gives one way that we can work this problem out, okay? And I'm going to give you the other way. I will always give you another way, right? We're going to use the inverse for this one, which I have already taught you, so you're familiar with it, but we're just going to practice it a little bit more to give you more than one way to figure out the problem. So the book suggests that because, you know, we start adding and subtracting from the back and we move forward. So it starts with 6 plus what number would give me 7? Right? And so we know that 6 plus 1 is equal to 7, right? So we can assume that a 1 would go here in this place. And then here, 3 plus what number would give me 8? 3 plus 5 would give me 8. So I could assume that W would be equal to 51 based on this process. 6 plus what number gave me 7? We said it was 1. 3 plus what number gave me 8? We said that was 5. And so 5 and 1 is 51, right? Okay, so we're assuming that it's 51. In order for us to check our answers, right, or to give us another way to do the problem, we use the inverse. And so remember I told you that you take your big number, or your total, right, 87, and then you change the order of operation, not the order, the opposite of what you've done. So opposite of addition is subtraction, right? So you change your sign to minus, change it from plus to minus, and then you take the smaller number, right? 36. So you take your big number, subtract your small number, that's going to tell you what's left, all right? So 7 minus 6 is 1, 8 minus 3 is 5. We came out with the same 51. Now, how do we check our answers all together? Remember, we take our W and we replace it there, right? It's kind of already done if you did it the way that I do here and you see the 5 and the 1 there. But we always want to check our work, all right? So we plug it in. You say 87 plus, just like the original problem said, plus, we said W is 51, and that should give us what we originally started with. 7 plus 1 is 8. No, I'm sorry, 37. I put the wrong number up here. Like, no. 36 plus 51, okay? We started with the original problem. Yes, original. 36 plus 51. 6 plus 1 is 7. 3 plus 5 is 8. That gives us 87. So our numbers should match. Now we do the last shall be first and first shall be last if we want to double, triple check our work just to make sure that we make sure that we make sure. Okay? So 87, again, changing our sign, minus 51. And that should give us, hold on. Yes, 36. Okay. I'm like, I just need to make sure my math was correct. Am I doing something wrong? 7 minus 1 is 6. 8 minus 5 is 3. So last is first. The first is last. Change our signs, and it still works out. All right. So that's just giving you more than one way to work a problem, guys. I know that it's a lot of information. If this works better for you, just to do it and calculate this way, what number plus 6 gives me 7, what number plus 3 gives me 8, you can do it that way. Sounds like it might be simple. Just make sure you go back, plug in that 51 to make sure your answer comes out right. Okay? Inverse operation, take your larger, subtract your smaller, but then go back to your original problem and plug in your answers. Make sure they work. Your W equals 51. Plug it in, and if you want to triple check, then you do the first shall be last, last shall be first, method and change your sign, and you should be fine. All right. If either of these are confusing to you, use the opposite, okay? You don't have to do every method that I show. Use the method that is best for you, that you understand the most, okay? All right, and so finally, we have one more example that we're going to work on, example 4. And then I'll go ahead and allow you to work your lesson practices, and I'll send you the answers for those. So it says, find the missing addend. We know that, the addend is the two numbers that you add together to reach a sum, correct? So we have M plus 17 equals 49. Oh, glory. Okay, I was not looking. Here we go. Get it together. All right, 49. It's too early for this, guys. All right. So here we have a horizontal problem, and we are trying to find a missing value, okay? We have to find out what is M equals to, okay? You can do it this way. I'll do it both ways again, all right? So, but I recommend that you take your horizontal problem and make it vertical, okay? Equals 49. So, according to the book, the example number 1, you would say, what number here plus 7 would give me 9? Okay, so 7 plus what number is 9? 2, right? Okay, so then 1 plus what number here would give me 4? 1 plus 3 would give me 4, right? So then I'm saying that M should be equal to 32. See, 3 and 2, 32, right? So I plug it in. 32 plus 17, let me see if that gives me 49. Because I always want to plug in what I find where my letter is. So here we have 32 plus 17. So 2 plus 7 is 9. 3 plus 1 is 4. So that checks out. M equals 32 is correct. Okay? All right, and so if we did the inverse, if we did M plus 17 equals 49, and these are more for my calculated thinkers and advanced students that are going to have to do inverse operations anyway, we have the 49 is our total, so we take our large number, okay, and then we turn this to subtraction, which is also our lower number, minus 17, and we should come out with what M is equal to. So 9 minus 7 is 2, 4 minus 1 is 3. We still have M is equal to 32, okay? And again, you plug it in, 32 plus 17, you'll come out with 49. Same difference, okay? All right, if you wanted to check it in inverse, you would have 49, the last would be first, minus 17, which is this right here, equals 32, right? So you see the inverse is in operation when you plug in the number after you find your answer. So it all works out. Math can be done in so many different ways. There's more than one way to do math. You have addition that you can turn into multiplication. To break it down, you can do division. Or subtraction when you're going the opposite direction for addition. So there's so many ways that you can do math, okay? There's not just one way. So I'm trying to give you just more than one way to come out with the same conclusion. Your answer will always come out the same if it is correct. Okay, guys, so if you need anything, let me know. You are on lesson practice A through H, and have a blessed day.